Hello everyone, welcome to Wild Acorns Art Studio. I am Lisa Kester, and today I thought I'd just do a video on, I'm just painting some mittens. They're nothing real exciting, but what I did was I just took a piece of like cardstock, drew a mitten, and they're, now they'll shrink a little bit in the glaze kiln, but my friend's like, those are kind of big. Originally I was going to have two hanging together like that. Well, I guess it'd be like that, but I decided, since they are rather large, I'm just gonna put like some kind of a, I might do a copper wire hanging them by copper wire, or I might do like that hemp rope, to hang them. But I'm just gonna do one, and then you can, But I said, they're not really too big for. I mean, I have man hands, so they're not too big for me. I guess it depends on how big your hands are, but I've got my dad's hands, so. I don't know if any of you guys watch Seinfeld when Jerry is dating a woman with man hands, and he's kind of, he's turned off by it. Well, I guess we wouldn't be a match, Jerry Seinfeld, because I have man hands too. They're good for making pottery though on the wheel, huh? Anyway, you can see my nails are all. I keep my nails, most potters do, I guess, keep their nails really short. And it never fails, no matter how short my nails are, I will nick my bowl. Drives me crazy. But anyway, I thought, well, I'll do a video while I'm painting these. And we'll see how it goes. Do a little chit-chat. Get something to drink. All I've got water. I have to have water. I was so thirsty when I got home from work today that I down my Diet Coke, so I'm limiting myself. So I got water, and I've got my I love these things, Lifesavers gummies. Do any of you guys eat these? I put a couple of these little packages in something that I had to ship. I hope they enjoyed them. But they're just, it's sometimes you get a craving. It's either like I'm a candy nut. I can't not eat candy. It's terrible. But sometimes I have like a, dark chocolate. I gotta have the dark chocolate. It's like an addiction. And I know lately it's been these things, but I'm pretty bad when it comes to candy. I don't know how you guys are, but anyway, so I'll lower you down, and we can maybe, you can glaze what you're glazing, I'll glaze what I'm glazing. We'll have a little conversation into my little studio here. And my kitty cats just took off. They were rubbing all over me. I got cat hair all over me. And Charlie is finally sleeping. Our big dog, he's under the table. I also made, I don't know if you can see my box here. Get my little gummies out of there. I made a whole bunch of these things for like lapel pins. These are my favorite, I think. These little birdies. So I have, I painted some, and I put some clear on them, and they're waiting to be fired. But I don't know. I'm a little discouraged. I was a little discouraged after work today. Let me get painting this and all before I get into this deep conversation. But yeah, one of the kilns today, I had 3. Oh my gosh, these bowls were probably, they were at least, I'd say at least 16 inches wide. I had made 5 of these big bowls for this show I'm in next week, and 3 of the 5 disintegrated, just blew up. And after I opened up the kiln and saw them in pieces, I was pretty discouraged all day. And And then some of the, and some of the other pieces I glazed did not turn out either. But, you know, those were test pieces. I mean, I had bought new glazes and I knew, you know, it was kind of a test. But you know, it's still frustrating, you know, when you put all that work into it and then they don't turn out. I don't know. In the kiln, as far as there's a lot of stuff that blew up in the kiln, and I am not sure what happened yet. I'm still trying to kind of research it. I have to talk to some people. I did a 12-hour preheat on the kiln just to make sure nothing blew up. And we rarely, I mean, we never have anything blow up in the kiln, ever. I mean, it's, like I said, I do long preheats all the time so that, you know, things don't blow up. And I don't really know. I don't really know what happened. I did a 12-hour preheat, and I'm just wondering if maybe that was too long. If the kiln, because I'd never done one that long before. I'm just wondering if maybe it didn't do the preheat because 12 hours is too long. I'm not really sure. We had a vent pipe. We have at the kilns where I work, there's a vent, you know, that goes in with air in it that helps the air circulate through the kiln and keeps the temperature even and everything. So that rusted and fell off. They called me yesterday and said the kilns were making a lot of noise, so they turned that off. And but that shouldn't have done anything. Oh God, does that stink? Ooh, look at that. Can you see how green that is? That is because there's so much bacteria growing in there. Look at that. Oh, it smells like the sewer. I've put a couple drops of bleach. Some people say vinegar in here. So I've put some in here before. I'm just gonna let it sit open up on the shelf. Yeah, you can put a couple drops of bleach in there. I'll have to get some and put it in there. That's, oh, that's terrible. So I'm taking intense yellow and mixing it with some white because I want it a little bit more pale. So I've got this, let me lower it down just a tad more. So this is going to be a light yellow, and this is the intense yellow. And then I'm using just plain white. I do not buy the intense white anymore, or the ultra white. I've had problems with those bubbling on the dark clay. Also, I bought this, and this is really nice. It's Radiant Red. That is really a nice red. So that's nice. And so, well, they're all nice, but they were out of the avocado, so I've got a dark green here, which I've never used before. But I can always mix a little bit of yellow. Let's see, probably a little bit of brown with it to get it, you know, because I don't really like that color. But I've got my little tray here. I can mix up colors if I want. But anyway, so I was wondering have any of you guys done a 12-hour preheat on a scut kiln? I don't know. I can't imagine that it, let me stir this. I can't imagine. I'm pretty sure people have done 20-hour preheats. I don't know. I've never done one that long before. So I'm not sure if maybe it doesn't do them that long and it kicked off, and boy, you can't hardly see that yellow in there at all, can you? Wow. I'll add a little bit more yellow. So I don't know. I can't really figure out what happened. They should never, even some small stuff exploded, which should never have happened. But yeah, and of course, you know, they all blow up when I have a show coming up. It just, and you know, and it happens because, you know, you're in a hurry. You're trying to push the items into the kiln, and then you pay for it. Well, this is kind of looking almost, oh, it's looking a little green because of the bacteria in the yellow. I was thinking for a minute, that looks like light green. Yeah, that's looking better. Looking better. So let's see. I really like the idea of copper, hanging these with copper, I think. And I thought about maybe hanging a ribbon around here too. I'll have to show them to you guys when I'm done painting them. If I ever get started here, huh? I guess I'm trying to decide if I should paint the snowman. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to add a little bit of brown. And then just add a little bit of water to it. I don't know if you guys can see me. Let's see. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to mix a little bit of brown here with a little bit of water. I want my snowman to... Ooh, he's rather dark. Huh? See, I gotta do these anyway, so his little branches. I'm gonna add a little bit of water and kind of get that in there. So yeah, today was not a good day at work. I know, you know, we've all done it. We've all had catastrophes. I've seen some on Clay Buddies. Oh, it just breaks your heart, doesn't it? Oh gosh, because, you know, like I said, we've all been there, and oh, it is not. That's one thing that is so hard about pottery. You know, I get a lot of students that are new and come to the class, and they just, you know, they don't realize how hard, you know, pottery is. It's not just making the piece, it's saying a Hail Mary over over the kiln. You know, when you go to fire it. It was so funny. Yesterday, I was standing in the kiln room, and I was talking to somebody about some items that had broken in the kiln, because we peeked in there yesterday, so I knew it was not good when I went in this morning. I knew it would not be a good day. But I was telling somebody, I was joking with them, you know, well, when you turn the kiln on, you know, you got to make the sign of the cross. And just then, my director, my boss, walks in the door when I'm making the sign of the cross, and I said, we're praying over the kiln, and he's like, oh, okay. He just kind of looked at us like, he's super, super nice. I am really, really blessed to have such a great boss. He takes care of everybody. He's a really good guy. But yeah, I know a lot of people, you know, they have kiln gods that they make and sit on the kiln, and it's, you know, it's the truth. But anyway, what I was saying is I get a lot of students who think, you know, they come in and it's just about making pottery, but you know, it's not. You have to glaze it. You have to pray it doesn't crack in the bisque firing, and you got to say another prayer that it doesn't blow up in the glaze firing, or your glazes don't run off in the glaze firing. I gotta think and paint at the same time. That's getting hard. Okay, let's see here. So is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? You guys, I know not everybody. I'm gonna put a little bit of white in here. I decided I'd do a little bit of white. Let me get a paper towel. I know not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays because it's I don't think it's religious, is it? I don't think it's religious. I just think it's great to get family and friends together with good food, you know. And I think it's kind of sad for people who don't have anybody to spend you know, the holidays with, or Thanksgiving with, and kind of sad, you know. Not everybody has somebody, right? But I just like it because it's, you know, I like it better than Christmas, because Christmas you have all the presents, and I don't know, I mean, I do love Christmas, but Christmas has all the gift giving, and that gets expensive, you know, and I don't know. Thanksgiving is just about family, eating good food, being around your friends, and I think that's really nice. There we go. I think that's good enough, because I don't. I'm still trying to decide what colors I'm going to put on here. You know, that's one thing about Underglazes. You know, you pretty much, what you see is what you get, which is kind of nice. Underglazes are basically like acrylics. You know, you can mix them just like acrylics. You can use them just like acrylics. I used to say they were like watercolors, but you know, they have to go on a little thicker than watercolors, because now I fire to cone 5, really almost a 5.5, because I do a fire to cone 5 with a 15-minute hold, which takes it up to about a 5.5. And if you have any problems with your glazes pitting, little holes in your glazes, I would really suggest you start out with like a 5-minute hold, see if that works. Then you can go to a 10-minute, because the hotter it gets, your glazes can run, and then you don't want to mess on your kiln shells because the glazes all ran. So, but the extra hold time at the top temperature will hold the glaze molten long enough. That's the theory, is that it holds that top temperature high enough so the organic gases have time to bubble up through the clay. Because you have organic matter in your clay, it gives it time for those gases to get out of your clay before the glaze heals over, cools as it's cooling down. So that's why you do a hold. It just, you know, keeps that glaze warm long enough so those bubbles can all heal over and close up. It doesn't always work, but that is the theory behind it. So when you're firing to a cone 5.5, some of these underglazes can burn out. So that's why I say they're really, if you're firing that hot, that high, that hot, then you want to make sure you have 3 coats, which is not how you really glaze with or paint with watercolor. So you really need 3 coats when you're painting, when you're gonna fire that hot. I don't know if I like how that's sitting on his head like that. I think I'm gonna give him a little, maybe little red dots up there, huh? I didn't have that drawn in, but you know, we can always add them, or I could just add a little, like a, I don't know, the dots might have looked better. But yeah, I for Thanksgiving, I just go across the street to my brother's house. There you go. Did I just paint that and you guys couldn't see it? Let me get these out of the way. I got a whole stack of them here. Sorry if I just painted that whole thing and you couldn't see. I kind of like it just rustic like that, but it probably wouldn't be very cheery. Yeah, so I just go across the street. Now I've got a turkey in the oven. We're actually having a turkey tonight. They got them so cheap right now. Bought a turkey, and that way we can have the leftovers here, because for Thanksgiving I'm going over to my brother's house, who lives across the street from me, and I just load up my wagon with my mashed potatoes and head across the street. They love my mashed potatoes. They're like, and they're just box mashed potatoes. I used to make my own, you know, real mashed potatoes, but they love these things. But I take like the instant mashed potatoes, and instead of adding water, I add milk and cream, a little bit of sour cream. I add garlic salt, and I really doctor them up a little bit. So they're not truly box mashed potatoes. But I don't know, they all seem to love them. I think I'm going to give him a red scarf too. That'll match his hat. And then, so this is B Mix 5 with grog. I like the grog in it because it rarely cracks. It doesn't warp as much. So the grog is a nice, clay with grog in it is much easier to use. It's much friendlier. A lot of studios use it. I heard some people on Clay Buddies complaining about it, but I've never had any problems with it. Well, up until I just blew up 3 bowls. But that had nothing to do with the clay. That has something to do with the firing. And trying to figure out what... I just don't think it ran the preheat. I think for some reason it didn't run the preheat. But the program says it ran it, but I just it doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. So it's looking pretty good so far. I think I'm going to put some green dots on his scarf. I need to get a little extra color in here, right? Well, those are big green dots. We got some snow here yesterday. It was so much fun. I'm not a fan of the cold, but I do love a good snow. Especially when it snows and it melts on the street. But it's just so pretty to look at when it's falling. I love when it's falling. I think I would miss that if I ever moved south. Maybe I'll put some green dots up on his hat too. I guess I could have painted some little holly on his hat, but it's so tiny. I don't know. So that's it so far. Can you see that? There we go. Oh, I forgot. I gotta get his nose too, don't I? Gotta do the nose. Let me stir this up. This is I think intense orange. Let's see what it's called, a real orange. Ouch. I think it's real orange. It's a little more expensive than the regular orange. The red, orange, and yellow are the most expensive. I guess it's you know, whatever pigments they use. Gotta get the tip of my brush to be a little pointier. This is actually a watercolor brush, and I'm losing the point on it to do that little nose. These Underglazes, they do ruin brushes. I've got my, I do have that soap, but it's still hard to get the, here's the soap I use if you've never seen it. I just get this off of Amazon. It's called Scrubby. This is great for brushes. It removes paint, oil, dirt, and grease. So the soap is underneath, then your scrubby's here, and it smells so good. It smells like there's an orange in there. And you just take your brush, like I usually put a little bit of water in here, and you just take your brush and go like that. Acrylic brushes, watercolor brushes, glaze brushes, and it just gets all that rest of that paint out of there. But it's called Scrubby, and like I said, you can get it off of Amazon. I'm pretty hard on my brushes. But yeah, once these Underglazes get down inside the, I don't know if you can see that, but you lose your point because the clay particles get down inside there. They're hard to get out. I'm gonna try a different brush to do the buttons. I'm trying to think what color should do the buttons. I think I'm going to do the outside of here blue. Maybe I'll do them green. I'll paint them green. Since I got green dots, they'll be all matched. I just sent my husband to the thrift store to look for some old books. I saw, I think it was on Pinterest or something, people were painting old books. So I thought that would be fun to do. I guess I'll have to cut out the center. I haven't done that in a long time. Remember when I was, gosh, I don't know, gosh, a long time ago. Probably 40 years ago or more, we used to paint books, and we used to open the book and, you know, cut the pages out so you got a little hidden compartment. So that's what I was thinking about doing. Okay, so let's see. I want to get some blue out of here. I'm going to put some in my tray here. I should know better to get the white first. Use a different brush to get some white out. There we go. Okay, I'm going to mix these two together. And I'm going to try to add some water to this. I don't know why I got this giant sponge in here. There we go. I'm hoping this doesn't burn out because I'm not going to put this on real thick. Let's see, I'm going to need some more. I didn't mix enough up, I can tell that. There we go. These are all Amaco Velvet Underglazes. I really like these. I've had good success with them, and a lot of times I paint the bottoms of them, of my pieces. I'll add a flower or something on down there. And they don't stick to the kiln shelf. I've had some other underglazes stick to the kiln shelf. I still might need to mix up some more. I always underestimate how much I need. Underglazes are so much fun to use, aren't they? That's one reason I started using underglazes, is because, what you see is what you get, pretty much. You don't, I mean, yes, they can burn out, but you don't have the problems of them running all over the kiln shelf, or they pretty much behave when you put them in the kiln. Let's see, I'm going to need a smaller brush to get in here. So what I was starting to say before is that this is a B-Mix 5 with grog. It has been bisque fired to cone 04. So when this is dry, I will brush on some clear glaze. I use a zinc-free Mako or zinc-free Amaco. As long as it's zinc-free, it doesn't really matter. But Amaco and Mako are my two favorites. I haven't had them turn milky. I used to make my own, and I just kept having problems with it turning cloudy. So I thought, well, this is crazy. I'm just going to buy it. So that's what I did. That's what I do now. So I kind of like that these colors are all mixed. Like they're, blotchy. I think it reminds me kind of a like a windy, blustery day. I think I'm going to sprinkle some white flecks on here. When you think about how much time you spend actually glazing them, though, you, oh, I felt my foot. I felt something on my foot. It's the dog, I guess. When you think about how much time you've spent really making it and painting it and firing it and glazing it, you probably don't get your money back. People, unless they do pottery or art, they really don't appreciate the time it really takes to do it. Because it's not just the painting and the glazing and the firing. It's, you know, it's going to buy the clay. It's, you know, the gas in your car. It's the wear and tear on your car. It's the time it took to do all that too. And then, you know, when I had my sale here at the house, gosh, I ended up, I should have just given it away, you know. I discounted everything, which, you know, I probably shouldn't have. Well, it feels like you've cheapened yourself, you know. But you know how it is. You want to make more pottery, so you want to get rid of the pottery you have so you can make more. And I had so much inventory, which I still do. You know, unless you do a lot of sales, art sales and festivals and things, you know, you kind of, it builds up, doesn't it? Well, I think that looks pretty cute. I'm actually pretty happy with this. So that's it so far. As you can tell, I put a little snow down there. He's sitting on. So the brown that's around that, remember I washed that on? Doesn't that do a nice job of outlining it? And I think on the top, I'm going to do white. And I kind of wish I could not get it in the crevices, but it's going into the crevices anyway. Sometimes if you have really dry glazes, you can, or I could probably sponge it on, or use a foam sponge, but I've started it now, so let's see here. I need a little bit more blue here. There we go. See a few spots here I missed. Okay. Yeah, but I do have a turkey in the oven because they were so cheap at Kroger's that we're going to have, my son and I and my husband, we're going to have our own little turkey dinner tonight. I'm actually going to use the box stuffing, which, you know, is pretty good. Instead of using the water, you use chicken broth or turkey broth, and that makes it a little richer. But, you know, my family doesn't like that either. It's just me who likes it. But I used to love to make my mom's stuffing. I know you guys some people call it stuffing, some people call it dressing. I think we always called it stuffing. I don't know, I never really thought about it too much, but you know, we used to make it with my mom, and you know, do it the old-fashioned way, where we would do pretty much a traditional stuffing, where we'd saute all the onions and celery and butter in a pan, and and then mix it with dried breadcrumbs or dried bread chunks that we had in the stove. Toasted, you know, bread, sandwich bread in the oven, dried out. My head always stuffs up when I'm painting with this. I don't know why. Must be the bacteria or the mold that's growing in the glazes or something. Kind of weird. I am allergic to mold, so I'm going to put a little bit more so it doesn't burn out. And I wonder if I will be able to. I'm used to doing that with acrylics, but I'm not sure you can do that with. I think what I'll do is just put the dots of snow on by hand. Whoops. I think I'll put one more coat on of the white. That way I have at least 2 or 3 coats on there. Let's see here. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water to the white with my little spray bottle. These spray bottles are good for spraying your cats too and eating your plants. I had to bring all my plants in the house because it finally got down to 32 or something like that here last night, I guess, and the night before. And I have all these plants outside, and you know, I used to always bring them inside with no problem, but now my cats want to eat them, and so I had to take a lot of them to work. So the windowsills at work are full of them now. Oops. So I'm just dabbing in this white. So I use 2 coats of Underglazes. 2 coats of clear. I don't think you really need 3 unless your clear is really thin, or you want a really heavy gloss, which is more important if you're going to eat food off of it. But I kind of like it not being, you know, ultra shiny. So I'm still working on my website from Wix.com. Wix.com is the, I guess that would be the server. Now they want me to stand next to my product and take a picture. They want a picture of my driver's license. They want a picture of my credit card. I'm like, oh, this is making me really nervous giving that stuff over email. So I need to call them and talk to somebody on the phone and find out if this is really legit, or these emails are a scam and they're trying to take over my identity, because there's just so much of that you know, you can't just, you know, give that information over an email. It's just, I don't know. I really wish I hadn't signed up with Wix. I wish I'd just stay with either Shopify or Etsy. I could, well, you know, my motto is you live and learn. But I really wish I wouldn't make these mistakes. But I guess it's, you know, it'll probably be all right. I mean, but it's been it's been a pain. I will say it's been very stressful trying to set up this new website of mine. Things you take for granted on Etsy, you know, aren't there. Etsy's much more user friendly than this Wix, much more. So I don't know if it looks like he's got the chicken pox or does it actually look like snow. So I will wait till this dries, and I'm hoping that the blue doesn't burn. Blue doesn't usually burn out. There we go. It doesn't usually burn out, but I think I'll just clean the back off. And this, you know, when I rolled all these out, I didn't have my stamp, and look, I wrote Kester on it. It looks like does not look like a kindergartner wrote that. I think from now on, you know how when you're rolling slabs out and you can't just stamp them because you got to wait for them to get pretty hard before you can pick them back up, and then it's too hard for the stamp. I think what I'll do in the future is use my my Zyme applicator pen. Oh, there's Millie. I mean, yeah, there's Millie. You gonna say hi, Millie? Huh? She's been my best friend today. And I'll just sign it with my applicator bottle. Millie, how you doing, pretty girl? Huh? Yeah, what are you doing, pretty girl? Because I think that looks terrible, the way I scraped that in her like that. She's checking out Charlie. So should do one more? I don't know. We've on. Some of them aren't as complicated. Oh gosh, your tail is in the paint. Your tail was in the glaze there, Millie. So let me brush this off. Where she's in her. She's gonna go sit in her box. There you go. It's getting dark outside. It's not even 5 o'clock. I don't think it's getting dark. She's gonna go night-night. As soon as I start painting, she comes over. She was the one who was really skittish when we got her. And she's really come around. I've really worked with her. Kind of playing rough with her, I guess, in a way, just to let her know that it's not, you know, not rough like I'm hurting her. But, so she gets used to that, and she's not so skittish if, you know, somebody bumps her or something and she tries to bite them. And so now she's like my best friend, and I kind of play with her like a dog almost. Chris, will you open the door for Dad?
What's that? What's the door?
He's at the back dining room door. Is it unlocked? My husband just came home with some groceries. You'll probably hear Charlie barking. So this one I'm going to try to do a plaid. We'll see if it works. I think plaids are kind of hard to do, but so I'm going to make sure I've got 3 coats of this red on here. But you know, so you know, get some cardboard out. You can use roofing, tarp. Oh my God, a gnat. Oh, did I get him? Nope. Too slow. You can use roofing, like the tarp paper. I personally like the gosh, that darn little gnat. If you go to Hobby Lobby or somewhere and get the black foam placemats, they're the size of placemats, you can get those and cut them out, and they make really nice patterns. So oh, I got it. I got that little gnat. Look at get more gnats around here. Probably from the apples I brought home or the bananas. Christopher's over here opening up one of my packages. Did I tell you could open that, boy? What if that was one of Santa Claus's presents he left for you?
What?
What?
Like that?
You can open it. I need him to put his Grinch outfit on, huh? So he can make another visit as the Grinch. Let's see. I think I'm trying to decide if I should put a wash. Let's see how this looks. I'm trying to get this in the crevices here. There we go. Let's see. Now I'm going to brush this off a little bit with a sponge. There we go. There you go. So now I'm going to, usually you need flat brushes, but I think I can, I don't know where all my brushes are. I'll just use this one. This one's kind of... Lately, I've been trying to buy brushes that are softer. Some of these brushes are so hard that you brush off as much glaze as you're putting on. Okay, so I think I'm trying to decide. I don't want it angled. I think I'm going to do straight down. Sorry. My stomach's making noises. I don't know why. I'm not hungry. I had a bowl of soup when I came home from work today. Some good old Campbell's chicken soup. Okay, let's see. And I think I'm going to... I don't really mind the stripes, but I think I'm going to do a blue stripe next to it. Take this blue and I didn't draw a very straight line. I wanted it to be really thin so you could barely see it, but it's a little thicker and a little darker than what I had envisioned in my head. But you know, I guess we'll see, won't we? We'll see what we'll see. And let's see, I think I'm going to do a white one. Maybe I think I'm going to do the white on the other side of the blue. Kind of get that in the picture here. Is that books? Ooh, my husband got me some books to paint. We'll have to do a video on that. I'll paint one and see if they don't turn out too ugly. We'll do a video. I'm not liking that blue stripe. I'm actually not liking any of these stripes, but we'll see. We'll carry on, huh? Maybe I'll. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Now we gotta. Let me thin out this blue because it's not dry, and I don't want it to smear when I go crossways. Let's see here. So let's take the white. I'll stick this brush in the blue so I know that goes in the blue. Charlie, how you doing, big boy? You come over here, say hi? Huh? Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. He's sitting there looking at me. Let's see, and I think I'll do the green. I think what I'll do is not do the blue in the cross and see what that looks like. That way the blue, I guess, won't be so dominant. The white and the green will be a little bit more dominant. Let's see here. Today does not feel like a Friday, so I don't know. It doesn't look, I don't know. I think because I didn't squiggle it, maybe. I'm not sure what's missing here, but I think because maybe my lines are a little too stiff. Maybe I should have, you know, squiggled them a little bit. Because I'm not real happy with the way they look. Maybe I should go back over these so that they don't look like they're all underneath the same thread. Does that make sense? Like they're more woven rather than them laying on top. That does look a little better. Trying to decide if I should do the whites too. Well, can't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't look good, you can always wash it off and start over. It's kind of creating a softer look, which I like. Like maybe the fur has, you know how mittens get a, I don't know, a softened look when you wear them a lot. I don't know. Can't say that I'm 100% thrilled. Can't say I'm 100% thrilled with that one. don't know. Maybe I'll go over the blue a little bit with white and see if I can't tone down the blue. It seems like that's standing out a little more than what I want it to. I don't know. I keep messing with it, but I'm messing it up. I should be leaving well enough alone, Lisa. Oh well. I don't know. I might blot it with a sponge. Let's see. Let's see. It's almost like it's too perfect, you know? So by wetting it, it's going to show you what it's going to look like once it's fired. I'm already liking it better. I'm liking it better. Yes, much better. Okay, I think I'm going to stop. Now look at it. It looks much, so look at it now. My camera, can't tell if my glasses aren't working or if the camera's not, it's kind of wet. So by this being wet, when you wet your underglaze like that, it's going to show you pretty much exactly how it's going to fire. So you can kind of tell, there you go. See how it's got like a roughened look now, like it's wool? I'm hoping that doesn't all burn out. But there you go. There's another one. Not like that. That turned out good. So here I've got 4 more to go. I think I'll do the same kind of thing as this. And I kind of like the blue now. The blue kind of stands out. So here we go. So this is that's what we did. So like I said, these are so easy just to cut out. Just put your hand down on some paper, like cardstock, put your hand down, trace around it. Easy to do. Now I have 2 little holes here to hang it by. Let me spray this real quick and you guys can see how it'll look when it's fired, because who knows when these will get fired because the kiln's not working. There you go. So that's what it'll look like when it's glazed and fired. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So long as it doesn't crack, right? So, oh, let me lift it up a little bit. You can see, look how dark it is now outside. Millie's still sleeping. She's sleeping. I have to go check on my turkey bird. I think we cooked it like 4 hours. Like I think it was like 15 pounds. But so that's what we're having for dinner tonight. And I'm hungry. I can smell it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed painting along with me in my little home studio here. I've been still talking about trying to get a school bus to paint in, turn it in like a studio gallery kind of thing. My family thinks I'm crazy, which I probably am. But who knows? I'm going to try to sell all my pottery out of the trailer, try and make enough money to sell the trailer and get a little school bus. It's a little bit bigger than the trailer, so I don't know, it's always in the back of my brain. My husband says, you're too old to do all that, which, you know, I mean, it's probably right. I have arthritis in my hands and everything, but my son will help me. I got a son who's pretty good about painting stuff, and he takes after me, you know. I mean, I'm always, the first house we bought, I renovated the whole thing, re-wallpapered it, did the floors, the tile, painted it. I actually, on the second house, my dad helped me, but I put all new windows in the house. So I'm kind of one of those, you know, I grew up with 4 brothers, so we, you know, if it needed to be done, we did it, because we never had the money to pay someone. And that's kind of the same way with this house. Every house we bought needed work. They've all been kind of, this one is still a work in progress. It was kind of abandoned for a year when we bought it. And so we've put a lot of money into it, but it's been fun. It's been fun. I love it. So, but yeah, so I'm still kind of hoping that I can do something with the school bus. But anyway, if you like my video, please hit the like button, share it, and that helps me, and hit subscribe. And someone was saying there's a lot of ads in it. And that's one thing new that YouTube changed. Based on the length of your video, and since my videos are longer, they're supposed to be all skippable ads that you can just hit the skip. You don't have to watch them. But I don't see the ads because I've made the video, so I'd have to go on to I guess somebody else's computer to actually watch it and see the ads. But they choose it now. I guess maybe they weren't making enough money on the ads. You know, it's like, geez, you don't have enough money. You're probably billionaires. But they decide the placement, and I can pick skippable and non-skippable, and I've chosen skippable, so you don't have to watch the ads, because I don't like watching ads either, you know. So but yeah, they do that now. That changed. I changed, like, I want to say like 4 months ago or something like that. I think I talked to you guys about that in a video. But anyway, I do appreciate, you know, hitting and subscribing. And like I said, I don't put out a whole lot. Some people put them out every single day, which kind of drives me crazy because I don't have time to watch them every single day. But so I don't put out too many. I try to put out at least one a month, or 2 a month would be my goal. But you know, I'm not always doing interesting stuff. So, but thanks for glazing with me and hanging out with me. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you'll have a nice dinner with family and friends. Thanks so much.